Hello, Raptors and community. Welcome to another edition of our AMA series where the last Sunday of every month, we answer every single question that the community send us on the anonymous form. We have no idea who sent them. We don't really have any planning for them, but we try our best to go through them and answer them the best we can with no time constraints or anything like that. Hope you like the decor. Do you like it, Hunt?
I love it.
Yeah.
Works well for me.
Okay. Well, you've got a ghost right next to you. You can't actually see that at the moment.
I have a ghost.
Yeah, you've got a ghost there. Yeah, yeah. I've got a cobweb just up here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
No, I
yeah.
can't see that.
If you don't know already, my name's Paul Mills from Raptorium Core, and here we have Hunter Schultz, who is the head of production for Raptorium. It's an absolute pleasure to be here, and I suppose we'll get started with the AMA. So let's have a look at what questions have come in. Are you going to back me up on these, Hunter?
I'll try.
Okay.
Some I know I can answer.
All right. Okay. If you want to answer one, just tell me.
I'll wave.
The first one is, I'm sorry if this is a stupid question, but with the current state of asset release, can I create an NFT marketplace for RTM assets without smart contracts? What is the smart contract function in NFT marketplace? Thank you. So yes, you can actually create an NFT marketplace if you want to. There's a lot of marketplaces that are designed in such a way, even on chains with smart contracts, there's still some NFT marketplaces designed in such a way that they don't actually require smart contracts. The only difference is the automation that a smart contract would normally provide the marketplace in transacting that asset to the next person and vice versa. It actually requires an automation that is centralized in the background. So I think as long as you build an NFT marketplace that is open and transparent with everything that you do, even if it is a centralized one, I don't think it matters too much as long as everyone knows what's going on of the inner workings of the transactions. Obviously, smart contracts make things easier in a decentralized setting, but this obviously can still be done. I know there's a couple of people who have been working on things of that manner. So by all means, if you want to build one, build it, show the community what you've built, and the community will decide whether they want to use it or not. I think one of the tough challenges is to get the footfall to the website. So, you know, the community are going to put assets there if they know that there's people looking at those assets and potentially going to purchase them, whether they're NFTs or whatever. So yeah, have you got anything to add to that, Hunter?
Nada. I agree. You're good. You're good.
Okay. The next one, in the Winterborn game, would your character be an asset on the chain like the weapons are? There's no reason why that wouldn't be possible. Obviously, there's going to be characters that are coded directly in the game, and those are the standard ones that you get when you play the game. But assets can literally cover anything. You know, clothing, actual character skins, weaponry, everything. And speaking of
Weaponry? Always a popular subject.
I don't know whether you can see this, whether it'll block out, but I've got the actual Talon Guard here. That the armor are made in the Czech Republic. Wow. I'll try to put it on actually. Give me a sec. There you go. This is the Talon Guard. And now I've got to send this off to CryptoSmith to be laser scanned. But yeah, there's no swords going to be getting my brain. I'm super safe wearing that. But yeah, that's obviously one of the things that's going to be in the game. And
you're safe from.
There's many other things as well. Say that again. Sorry, I didn't have my headphones on.
It's the ultimate tinfoil hat.
Yeah, exactly. yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I don't see why not. Anything you want to tell that, Hunter?
That was a good question, though. I've been curious about about assets in Winterborn, and you answered kind of a question I had, which is you're buying weapons, and would you have your own character, or are you just taking a character? Like some games,
Well,
you're
you can take a character which is coded already in the game. There's probably going to be
Mm.
I think there's 5 different ones you can choose from. To my understanding, depending on which lore or whatever that you're in. But the idea is, customization with assets, and that's why the game. That's where the game aims to shine. Direct
Right.
connect to wallet, sign in with wallet, all that good stuff. Read the assets that you've got. It'll know that you've got those assets. You can't use the same wallet in multiple instances of the game. So yeah, you'll be able to customize your character with whatever you like, depending on what
Cool.
assets you've acquired. But yeah, he's obviously got a newborn child. Child's name is Ian, and it was £10. £10.
Well, David's a big guy.
David's a big guy. David's an
I
absolute
had
beast.
no idea how tall he was until you told me.
Yeah, he's
Like 6'3",
David's a beast. He's an
6'4",
absolute mammoth. So he's going to have big children, isn't he? And I'm
yeah.
sure his last 2 were large as well. So yeah. Okay. Next question is, what is an Electrum node wallet? Something like that. I mean, looks like a service you provide to third project like Komodo/Cellcore. They go down when there's a hard fork in Raptorium and Charlie needs to restore the service. Can everyone run one? Everyone can run one, but no professional services will use an unknown Electrum or Electrum node, as they can put the user keys at risk. So they'll only use the ones verified by the project. Simple as that. Hi guys, thanks for your work. Keep going. We will. We do. My question is, would it be possible to vote any new code for Raptorium? For example, ask Raptorium community if they want or no to increase transaction fees. This is set on a sliding scale using network keys. It's mainly to prevent things such as like the spam we recently had on the network, and ensure we don't get any stupid, gas situations like on Ethereum. So that's why it's done the way it is. So there's no point in voting on something that's not a fixed thing. If there's something that you can change, then I don't see why not. Something that everyone has a say in, like how assets were deployed. I mean, we tested that for a long time. A lot of people had a say in how they wanted that to be, and that's what happened. So absolutely, I think for a successful project to succeed, the community needs to be involved in somewhat form in the inherent development of the chain. Next question is, do you think to rename the French baguette to the Spanish tapas? well, he has moved to Spain now. So, I mean, we could do, but I mean, he is still French. He's got
Yes.
French blood in him, hasn't he? So
Forever French.
and he's forever the baguette to me. I'll always call him
Always
baguette.
good. Yeah. Or Nibbler.
Not nibbler. Do you know why he was called the baguette nibbler?
I have no idea. This is the backstory we have not heard. I
Okay,
haven't.
so-
What is it? Okay, go ahead.
I don't know whether you remember, but a long time ago, Baguette used to do eating challenges on the trivia nights, and people used to have to guess how long
Right.
it would take him to eat whatever food he was going to eat. The first episode that we ever did, he had a French baguette, right? And you know, there was this big build up to him eating this baguette, and it was how much he could eat. I think it was in 2 or 3 minutes, something like that. And a Frenchman known as Fabrice Crew only managed to eat 4.6 centimeters of the baguette. So that's how he became the baguette nibbler,
Nibbler.
because
Oh, boy.
he was no good at eating baguettes, even though he was French. All he did was nibble on it, and he had the worst dry mouth. So he's the baguette nibbler.
There we go. And now you know.
And now you know.
And there you are.
Okay. Next question is: I heard Flux Project is going to open their central exchange. Does RTM assets will RTM assets be there? I'll correct your spelling for you, bro. Maybe, maybe not. We're not actually currently in talks with them about any of that. If people want to put our RTM assets there, or if the Flux guys want to put RTM assets there, by all means they can. But we're not currently in talks with them about any of that. We've got bigger fish to fry. Next one is: what is it about Talon Wallet that makes it so special? Okay, so something that was missing in the space for many years is a wallet that does UTXO DeFi. Now you've got MetaMask that does EVM DeFi for many chains that cover EVM, but they don't do UTXO DeFi. And the reason why they don't do UTXO DeFi is because the chain is built in a totally different way. In UTXO, it's a different way on how it handles wallets. But with EVM, you know, it's literally you send coins to that wallet and they'll stay there. But with UTXO, when you send a transaction, it goes to a change address and things like that. And because of the way it's structured, it's difficult to do that in a DeFi environment. So that's why people haven't done it. So we decided that's the sort of thing that was really missing in the space in order to drive UTXO DeFi to the masses. Because let's face it, UTXO DeFi has its qualities, and one of those qualities is security, and UTXO is the origins of blockchain, so it covers a lot of chains. So making a wallet that fits to what people expect to see in terms of a wallet in your browser extension, or a wallet on a desktop app or a mobile phone, similar to how MetaMask or Phantom Wallet or any of these other wallets work, be it on Solana or, you know, any of these other asset chains. Having something similar to how that's used and transacted without the user scratching their head, then that's the way forward. So that's what we decided to build. We haven't just copied, this is not a Raptorium project. This is a separate project that I'm working on with Mancini. So when I say we, I'm talking about me and Mancini and the rest of the developers that we got over there. But yeah, we are building this from the ground up. There's no other code that is out there that we've copied. It's literally coded properly, and we haven't just taken any old developers to code it. These developers really know what they're doing in terms of security, in terms of speed, and in terms of scalability on the world scale. These developers have coded things like banking apps and things like that for big banks, so they really know what they're talking about. They've got apps on iOS, they've got apps on Android already. They know the process on how to get there, and they're making waves at the moment on getting the wallet all ready for the January public/private testing. So as promised, you're going to have a preview of the wallet, and it's coming up very, very shortly. And we're going to show you the inner workings of the wallet, what you can do with it currently, and then we're going to have some private testers in January, probably 20 or 30, and then we're going to, test it the best we can, iron out whatever bugs there is, bring in new features along that way, and work towards that true UTXO DeFi environment. One of the qualities of the wallet is the fact that we have designed the underlying glue that connects websites or UTXO environments or marketplaces, things like that, to that wallet, which is directly connected to the Raptorium chain. So this is something that is needed, because when you are clicking transact to buy an asset on a marketplace, you need a wallet with the code in place that can listen to that in your browser, just like MetaMask does, just like Phantom does when you're transacting on Bird Eye or DexTools or anything like that. So it's our version of like a Wallet Connect, and this is really important to grow the Raptorium ecosystem and to be able to swap within the wallet as well between other assets that you may hold, like Bitcoin, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, and some other assets as well, or other UTXO chains that would like to hop on board on the wallet. So it's a really big thing, and it's something that we're really excited about, and that's why the Talon wallet is so special, because it just simply hasn't been done before. Yeah. Anything you want to add to that, Hunter?
Well, I think Mancini did a great job. If you haven't seen the clips that have been published on the channel, he's done a great job of explaining what it's about and what makes it special. So I would encourage, if you haven't seen him, I'd check him out.
Yeah, just click on the videos tab, check out for the Talon wallet video that Hunter posted the other day, and have a look at that. Mancini goes into a bit more depth because he's more hands-on with the development side of things.
Yep.
Okay. The next question is, if Hunter or Mancini is there, Mancini's not here, but Hunter is.
Yep.
Could they explain what they see in Raptorium and UTXO DeFi? I see them working hard when others are sleeping on this. Take it away, Hunter.
This or this?
I don't think
Sleeping
he can spell. I don't think the guy can spell, but sorry if you're watching, sorry, but this is not this.
Yeah, well, anyway. What do I see in Raptorium? Boy, let me give you a little perspective, because I've been around a lot longer than a lot of people in Raptorium in terms of years, and I'm hitting the magic Medicare in less than 2 months, 65. I'll give you a little perspective, something I learned a long time ago, and that was I was on the floor of the Chicago Board Options Exchange back in October of 1987, and that was during the big crash. And when I mean that was a big crash, that was a major deal on that floor. And I remember some of the old guys that were my age back then. I mean, they were in their 60s back then, and they were calmly picking up the phone, and they were buying stock. What are you buying for? And they weren't covering a short. They weren't short stock and buying back to take a profit. They were buying. And I asked them, why are you doing that? What are you seeing that other people don't? One of them was buying, I think it was Dole Pineapple, and Dole had gone down dramatically. And the thing is, they own a lot of land in Hawaii, and yeah, it does expand, but at a slow pace when volcanoes erupt there. So land is kind of valuable in Hawaii even back then. I think right now they have about 8,000 acres in Oahu, and then they lease a lot more land. But anyway, what he was saying was that the net asset value of the company, there were guys buying companies with a net asset value 50 cents on the dollar. And the value was really there. And okay, better look at the underlying of any investment. Good lesson learned. fast forward November 2021, and I'm hearing about Raptorium, and then I heard something that clicked with me, and that was nodes. Uh, hmm. Nodes are something that passive income, okay, I like that. And then I started mining Raptorium. And I think I was mining like 20 a day because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And it was, yeah. Oof. But I kept studying and I kept asking questions, and I slowly started, in my head, how do I explain this to someone? How do I explain it to myself? And then I thought, well, okay, nodes. Well, nodes sound to me like merchant processors for credit cards. You have Visa, which would be Raptorium. Visa or MasterCard, which is equivalent of Raptorium, which makes a little tiny bit on every transaction. So for Visa, that's billions and billions and billions of transactions. And they make a little bit on each one. That's a good business to be in because there's very little risk. And then the merchant processors. They're the ones who make about anywhere from, it averages about 2.5% to 3% per transaction of the total price. They make a lot of money. And they don't carry the risk either, very little risk. It's the banks that issue the cards that make the largest amount because they're charging interest, whether it's 12, 16, 18, 21%, or even more. So, but the banks carry the risk, so they're entitled to more reward. Well, I kind of like the idea of, I thought, well, nodes are kind of sounding to me like merchant processors. They're enabling the processing and policing of the network. I'd like in on that action. That's the main thing that I saw. I've always thought the money, long term, is in the nodes, and I'm not thinking 2 months out. I'm thinking more like 2-3 years out. So my perspective is different, and granted, it's different from people who bought Raptorium thinking it's just another coin. I mean, back in November 2021, it was a coin. There was really nothing more than a coin. It had a lot of promise, and the story was good. And having been a stockbroker, I know a story when I see one. Because when you sell stocks and you're a stockbroker, you tell stories, and that's how you sell the stock. So I started studying more, and I saw the team was doxed. It wasn't hidden. That was a big deal for me. And then I saw the long-term plan. I saw the roadmap. There were no pie-in-the-sky promises. There wasn't anything that threw me off. I didn't see anything that I thought. And then the more I got involved, and the more I saw, it all clicked. And so the fundamentals back in 2021, when I first started, it was just a coin. Now, assets are here. Next step is transaction decoupling, and then comes smart contracts, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's right. In terms of the timeline, smart contracts.
Business vendor platform, smart contracts, it's going to be like the same time anyway.
Yep. You combine that with things like Talon Wallet, which makes things easier. Anything that can make things easier I'm all for it. I mean, it's a no-brainer. So if anything, Raptorium's gotten stronger, and it got stronger for a variety of reasons. But the main one is the team that you barely see. I mean, every now and then, I think one will make a surprise appearance. I think it'd be great to have Tree on the show sometime, but they're putting out the effort, and it's not a VC-backed deal. I like the idea it's community driven. So I hope that gives you some perspective on what I see. And I also see the value in the fact that what other blockchain can do what Raptorium does. Assets on the protocol layer. Who else does that other than Ravencoin, and their execution is dodgy, maybe? I don't know enough about it, but I've heard talk. I won't say who, but everything else is dodgy. So if you're a business, and I know plenty of people in business, one of the first things they're going to ask me is, well, what if this thing goes down? Well, that's a question I asked very early on of David, and I got a very good answer from him. It was a long answer, but I got a good one from him. And I understood it too. That was even better. So that's the perspective I have. Is that going to fit everyone's need? No, the miners don't see it the way I do. They're in for the short-term profits. I understand that. But just because you're into the short-term profits, don't lose sight of the fact this is not your normal coin. Quit comparing it to other projects. It just doesn't add up. There's no one else out there that basically has all the components and the successes. Boom, boom, boom. So that's my hopefully short enough answer, but that is my perspective. That's how I look at it. And there you are.
Thank you very much, Hunter. Next one that we've got. I want to make good things on RTM, but your community is very childish and unwelcoming when I ask for help. Can we set up Telegram channel where I want to discuss with team? Well, you see, I know what you're saying, and I agree with you. There are members of our community who are quite childish, and they don't make certain people welcome in the community, especially if you are really looking to develop on the network. But I've got some good news for you. A few days ago now, maybe 3 or 4 days ago, I created a brand new server for people looking to develop on the chain. The server is for developers, app creators, YouTubers, investors, just anyone who wants to complement the chain and build with us. We've got an ecosystem growth team on there, and there's some really positive conversations happening on there. And there's strict rules of no trolling, no porn and all this sort of stuff. It's a safe place for you to talk and develop. And at the moment, it's only invite only, and I'm not sure whether we're going to keep it like that or not. But so far it seems to be working well. As I've said, there's some really good discussions happening on there. So you want to add something to that, Hunter?
What I'm really liking is the fact that people are kind of thinking with the brakes of judgment off, getting creative, and then asking for feedback. And that's terrific. And there's a lot of different channels in there for people to dial in on things. There's a YouTuber channel, and by the way, I think I don't know if you saw the suggestion. We should probably include Instagram or social media, on there. Anyway, if you're serious about it, all I can tell you is, if you're going to come in and do childish things, trust me, we're locked and loaded. You're gone. You're just gone. Don't even try. Don't even try.
Yeah. So I do apologise about that. I know that there's been a lot of people joining the Raptorian community since we've been to Singapore, and we've reached out to a lot of contacts. But if you DM one of us, we will point you into the right place where there is a safe place where you can discuss what you're building and actually build in that area as well. Our community is quite large on the main channel, and it's it can get a bit too much sometimes. So message us on X. You can direct message on there. Message me on Discord, or Hunter as well, and we'll point you into the right direction. But yes, absolutely, totally agree with you. And there is a safe place.
Do not send me any links. I will not click on them. Don't bother.
Don't send
Just
Hunter
text. That's it. Yeah, no.
Okay. What's happening to Alejandro? You never see him on the update streams anymore. Alejandro's still about. He's working hard on lots of different things for the Spanish community and the Portuguese community. He's got a new job in, as we all have to, and sometimes that clashes with when the streams are on. But I'm sure it'll be on a stream one of the nights. There's nothing really to be stressed about. Yeah.
I was just talking to him 2 days ago about the Instagram thing.
Yeah.
And we're going to address something in another question coming up. So.
Okay. Are you going to do that last one?
No, I mean, I could.
All right.
Yeah, I'll handle the last one, but this one, I'm just saying, Alejandro's still around. It's not like he's disappeared or anything.
Yeah, he's still around, still working.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
The next one is: are you replacing Sherm as Discord community manager after his defection to Dynex? Well, defection means totally gone. Sherm hasn't gone anywhere. I think he's even moderating the YouTube right now. I'm sure I saw his name earlier. He's still on the Discord. He hasn't said anything to me about defection. He's still on the team, still doing what he needs to be doing. So there's none of that. And we're not replacing Sherm. Nobody can replace Sherm. He's put so much effort in over the years. He's done some really good stuff for the project, and he still continues to do so. So, yeah, nobody's replacing Sherm. The next question is... Same again. Does Sherm's decision to leave and work for Dynex send out the wrong message about faith in the Raptorium project and its ability to be successful? Sherm hasn't decided to leave. He hasn't messaged any one of us about leaving. He's still in the community. He's still on modding the YouTube and all of that. Sherm's a good friend of mine. So if Sherm decided to leave, I'm sure he would tell me. So yeah. The only thing is, he's obviously not on the live streams at the moment, because that's something that Dynex didn't want to see. So, there's nothing going on with Sherm. I don't know why people always try and see the negatives in all this sort of stuff, but there's really not. Sherm's, like I said, Sherm's a really good friend of mine, and he has been for a very long time. Okay. You can do the next one.
Okay. Why is there so much secrecy around what is coming up or potentially could happen? For example, HNS and his vague musings last week's update. Surely if you share with the community some positive info, this would give us all hope that all is moving in the right direction and may provide incentive for future investment. Okay. So, last week, quite literally, when we were on the update, I got a message from someone that we had been working on to develop a relationship, a long-term relationship. And it's a very powerful one. And it's not something that you advertise. I sure as hell wasn't going to mention the name because why would you let other people know? There's no need for other people to know. So it's very early on, but it's got positive signs. There are things that go on behind the scenes that if we made them known, it would tip off others, competition. It would maybe take away some of the marketing thunder. It would give someone who has bad intentions ammunition. So you run a delicate balance. And I understand how that works. I mean, I understand that can be frustrating. And I hear that. And it's just that was something that happened last week that came in right on air practically. And I'm like, holy crap. And it's been a long time in the making, and we've been talking about it for a long time. So, and again, it's something you have to nurture, and you don't want to screw it up by mentioning names or anything, because you might put them in a bad situation, and especially with the media. And that's really the reasoning behind that. It was just good news that, man, oof. So, as far as sharing positive info, there's actually been a lot of positive info. I mean, marketing has started, and there's more activity going on in that direction. Assets are live. They've been live a little over a month, a month and basically 2 weeks, month and a half. So there wasn't much to do in terms of marketing until you had assets going. I think I saw some discussions on Discord about having a marketplace and having the marketplace and the business platform and Talent Wallet in place, or at least as a marketplace and Talent Wallet in place, and then assets. And I thought, you better get assets right first, or talent, all that development work on talent isn't exactly, what do you have? And assets, correct me if I'm wrong, Paul, but they're different. They're just different from so many other blockchains. So I failed to see the lack of progress. There's been a lot of progress made. What happened with assets is a big deal. And in my opinion, unless you had assets, then Talon is okay. But it sings with Raptorium assets. And the marketplace, if you don't have assets, and we're community-based. I mean, it's not like there's a VC firm out there that's ready to finance the project, or it is what it is. And I guess moving in the right direction. Well, I don't know what other direction to go in other than the direction we're going in, because it makes sense. And in terms of incentive for future investment, I think you really have to look at what are your benchmarks in terms of investing in a project. And if you're looking for instant pudding, which is sort of what a few generations now of people in around the world are used to getting things instantly, instant delivery on movies and on your phone and even deliveries now, so fast. The expectation, of course, is that we can get everything that fast. And good things can take time. It's like I have an extensive medical background, not as a doctor or anything, but how to get great health care. And I can guarantee you that there are things like emergency care and ICU and things you want fast, for sure. You want fast emergency response. But when it comes to primary care, you want slow medicine, which is a problem younger generations have. So I think it's perspective. There are things that are going on behind the scenes that can have some major repercussions, and therefore you do have to treat them quite carefully. I have good friends of mine who invest in Raptorium, and they don't know everything I know, and I tell them, I can't tell you. But, this is not financial advice. Do your own research, I think there's been a lot of positive news, and it has to be put in the perspective of where the project is going long term. It's not about, getting the price up next week. What's it going to do? I mean, yeah, it'll make some people happy, and yeah, I understand that. I'd love to see the price go up too, but I think what we have is worth the investment in terms of time and effort. And I don't see right now, there's nothing that's changed in my mind. It's only gotten stronger over the last 2.5, 3 years. Because it's been, 3 years next month.
Yeah.
And it's just gotten stronger. It's taken a long time. But then again, we had COVID. And we've had other things that have happened. So, we have a good story to tell. And I think that story is going to be told sooner rather than later, because it is strong. And things happen at just about the right time. And there are things with the media that I mentioned. This is a media contact. And I'd rather not have massive media exposure right now. I'd rather have it when Talent Wallet is there, because then it's easier for the end user, more end users to go on, and it just makes so much more sense that all the ducks are in order. But you have to develop the media relationships in order to, you develop the relationships over time, and you help educate them, and you want to become a resource for them, and that's what we're doing. We're becoming a resource, and once we have one, we'll get another because they have colleagues. So I hope that answers the question. If not, we'll be back next week.
Okay. There is no other questions on the anonymous form that have come in. So now we're going to go over to the live stream on the YouTube, see if there's anything there. Let's have a look. Yeah, so the Shermanator is on the YouTube. Hasn't gone anywhere. How you doing, RBA? Nice to see you in the chat, bro. When BP interview, says Ho. I mean, when he's back online, shouldn't be too long. Just needs to settle in with the baby and sort that minor issue that he's got down south. And then he'll be back. Guys, if you've got any more questions for us, you can either fire them into the live stream chat or into the stream party chat at the Discord. If you're not already at our Discord, the link is at the top right of the stream. That is discord.gg/Raptorium. Send us your questions and we'll answer them the best we can.
I'm looking through the stream party chat. There's some rain going on in there, isn't there? Or is that RCC rain? Yeah.
Rain is rain. RCC will be a token on RTM soon. And you might or you might not be able to trade that. So grab that RCC, guys. There's been some assets and things that has been created in the Spanish community that people are grabbing at the moment by LocoBits. Really cool art that is put a lot of effort into, and you should jump over there and grab one of those from LocoBits. Yeah, Falcon says, I will accept tens of thousands of dollars from Dynex to also not appear on the live streams. Just saying. It's fair enough, isn't it? To be honest with you, I wasn't that pleased that he couldn't come on the live streams, but it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it. If that's what Sherm wants to do, then I respect his decision. There's no hard feelings, there's no gripes. Still speak to Sherm, you know, there's no problems. And he's still about.
Homer's got a good one. Sherm is our agent in Matrix. He will absorb Dynex into RTM like an amoeba. Okay.
I do like Dynex. Decent chain. They've got good development. I do listen to their AMAs. Nice to see Humble in the chat.
Yeah, off to bed now.
Hey, you saying when Moon? When you buy all the RTM off the exchanges, not financial advice, do your own research. But that's when the moon will happen. Happy Halloween, by the way.
Yes, happy Halloween.
Have you carved a pumpkin, Hunter?
No.
No?
No, I'm not. No. No.
Don't you do that anymore?
Well, we did last year, but not this year.
Okay, yeah.
No, just too much going on. Did you? You know, you have kids, of course you
Yeah,
have
we
to,
got
right?
kids. They did one that it was a bat face. Another one was a character from Fortnite. It's like a game. And then there was another two that were done as well. I can't remember what they were. One was a cat. Again, it's been an awesome AMA. Thank you for everyone that sent in questions. I hope we answered them in as much depth as you would have liked. As usual, we're working on this project every single day. We've literally got blinkers on. We know what we need to do. We're getting on with it. As I've mentioned previously on the stream, we've got a new Discord server now for business growth and development for the ecosystem. And we are pushing on getting the final pieces of the puzzle put together so we can complete the circular economy of a successful ecosystem that involve assets. So we are pushing on with that. There's lots of ideas flying around, and if you are a developer or a YouTuber or an Instagrammer and you do want to learn about blockchain and security and, you know, build with us, and you have some ideas that you would like to share with us, then we'd be more than pleased to have you on board. Send us a message either on YouTube and we'll get you linked up, on our X, that's at Raptorium, or you can DM one of us at the Discord and we'll add you to the server. So yeah, please do that. There's a nice community on there at the moment, and you know, you won't get the sort of treatment that you'll get on the main chat at our main Discord. You'll be treated with respect. As usual, we do these every single month, last Sunday of the month. Next Sunday we will be doing a weekly update, as we do every single week except for the AMAs, and that will... Are you going to be here, Hunter?
Sure.
Hunter's going to be here, maybe Mancini as well from Talon Wallet, talking about the new video that may have been already out by then, and maybe someone else from the team as well. So please give this stream a like if you liked it. If you got any more comments that you feel like we should know about, please send them below right now, and we'll check them out after the stream. Give this stream a follow as well, or the channel a follow, sorry. Click the little bell to be kept up to date with any more new Raptorium videos, CryptoSmith videos, $1 billion ideas, Raps chain reaction videos, Raptorium guides, and any more good stuff like that that we push out with Hunter's excellent production. And also make sure you're checking us out at X, that's at Raptorium. We're on Threads as well, same handle, Raptorium, and Instagram. And also on TikTok, that's at Official Raptorium. And also you can, where else can you check us out? We're on a new one now that Jeff got us on. I think that's on, it's another video platform.
Rumble?
Oh, we're on Rumble, that's it, yeah. Yeah, we're on Rumble now as well. There's some older video has been posted to Rumble. We do need to update that with all the old videos and add the new videos to it. Once we get to a certain amount of followers, then we can start bridging over the live streams to Rumble as well. I was thinking about bridging the live streams over to Twitter Spaces as well while we're doing this. So we can take comments from there as well. That would be something nice to have. Obviously, they can't see what we're doing, but they don't really need to see, do they? We're just two idiots sitting in our chairs not doing a lot.
Yeah. sniffing blockchain so you don't have to. There you go.
Exactly, yeah. All right, thank you very much, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I need to find my little button. Where's that? Where's my little button? There it is. Any final words, Hunter, before I press my little button?
There's a comedy routine in there somewhere. No, this has been great, and we appreciate the community support, and we know it gets tough when price doesn't go the right way. And but as I said, I've been at it since 2021 and been buying and mining the whole time. So I'm averaging down. Fine. And NFA, do your own research.
Zoom out and look at the bigger picture, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much. Catch you next week. Bye-bye.
See you.